So I've got a question from Bon007 on Snapchat. It says, how do you stop social media messing with your focus? Oh, wait a minute, I got an Instagram message. Ooh. Hey, this is Mark Dhamma, high performance health and mindset coach for entrepreneurs. And I got a question from Bon007 who follows me on Snapchat. He says, hey Mark, how do you stop social media from messing with your focus? Now that's a good question. How do you stop it? Social media is going on all the time. Trust me, I know about it because I'm on it all the time. But let's talk about focus for a second. Now, it's important to focus to get things done, all right? We all know that if we're getting distracted by things, then it's really difficult to get something done. In fact, studies have shown, there's a great book called The Organized Mind, and it talks about the empirical studies of multitasking. Now, the funny thing is about multitasking is what people think is that while they're getting something done, okay, while they're multitasking, while they're looking at the phone, while they're typing away, while they're speaking to someone and cooking at the same time, whatever, they actually feel like they're more productive. They feel like they're doing a lot of stuff, doing well. But what the studies show, that when they take people who multitask and they get them to focus on one thing, they're actually way more productive at getting one thing done. Now, you might be thinking, well, Mark, I multitask all the time. We all do, and that's true. I'm multitasking right now. I'm looking at my notes and I'm speaking to you, and I'm doing great. So it's easy to sort of think, well, maybe it's not that important, multitasking. Maybe it's fine to multitask. Well, and I can believe that, everyone multitasks, especially you driving your car and you're talking to someone. That's multitasking. Then actually, when you go into it, what the research seems to point to is that for us to go from one task to another, to think about one thing, such as maybe you're writing a book, or maybe you're coming up with a new marketing plan for your business, and if at the same time you get a ding from your Facebook or something, and you're looking at that, what the research shows is that for us to switch attention from one thing to another, there's a cost. There's an energetic cost. Okay, for human beings to switch attention from one thing to another, it costs us. It actually takes us out of flow. If we're in flow, if we're in the zone, and we're focusing on one thing and we're all at it, we're just getting involved, like in sports. For social media ding, or even a message or a call, anything that takes us out of that focus to focus on something else, it costs us our mental power, our mental capacity. Okay, it actually takes us a few seconds, even a few minutes, up to 15 minutes, the research shows, to get our brains to start really focusing and getting into the problem, or the problem at hand, to really get us focusing on the thing that we want to focus on. And it can take us up to 15 minutes to switch back to what we was focusing on before. So switching from one to another, there's an energetic cost. Apparently it actually uses brain power. It makes us tired by doing that. And also it takes us longer to get back into the mindset of what we was doing before. So for example, if you're thinking about your next marketing strategy, and then you get a call about, let's say, your brand, a branding call, or if it's social media, it could be anything, right? You get sucked into a YouTube video. It can actually take you up to 15 minutes to get into the right mindset to go back to your marketing strategy. So it's a cost of costing time, and it's a taxing on your brain. If you're looking from one thing to another and you keep checking your text, checking your phone, bam, 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 it really taxes your brain. You'll start to feel tired pretty quick. You can even give it a go as an experiment for yourself. So focusing on one thing at a time, super important. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing I recommend is that you go to your notifications, whatever your phone is, notifications, boom, and you turn them all off. All of them off. Turn all your notifications off. The only one you might want to keep, it's up to you, is your calls. okay? But I recommend you turn all the social media notifications off, because it's all these sounds, ding, 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 that is just pulling you out of your focus, pulling you off your most important thing to get done today. So if you can turn them off, all the sounds off, great. Because remember, we designed these things. Human beings designed these things. We designed these things so that we could master it and use it as a tool to help us. If every time your phone goes off, you're going to your phone to look at it, this actually has control over you. You're not in control over it. If every ding you're looking at, it's got control over you. Whenever it wants your attention, it can just grab your attention like that by making a ding or whatever. So the first thing I recommend is you turn all the notifications off, perhaps except your calls. And then you set certain times to check your media. Think of it like email. I remember Tim Ferriss in his 4-hour work week, I think really first popularized batching emails. He says the worst thing you can do is checking emails all the time, because it'll eat up your time and you've got to switch your focus about from one topic to another, which is mentally taxing and tires you out. Trust me, it does. I hate email days, actually, checking all emails. I get tired real quick. He talks about batching emails, so I recommend you do that with your social media too. Turn off all your notifications, don't let it bother you, and at a certain time, whenever you want in a day, then go into your social media and check it, but only at those certain times. So that's my recommendation for social media, batching it, turning off all your notifications and batch it. And to be honest, most of the executives that I know, they're already doing this. You turn off all the notifications. So get on board, do it. If you want to be at your best when it comes to focus, then check out Dominate Your Day. It's going to get you real focus for the day, so you're less likely to get distracted on things that don't really matter, like social media, okay? You got to focus on your work, because remember why you're doing this. You're focusing on the work so you can create bigger and better things for yourself, your family, and everybody else that your company serves. So focus on the main thing, which is serving others, rather than getting dragged into this social media BS that's going on right now.